Shalom family, it's the Shemite Perspective coming with another video. I'm on the way to work. It's 6:18 a.m. Been up since 5. Time to go feed these loved ones. Some things been on my mind. I say that the late great philosopher funny Mr. Patrice O'Neal, one of the wisest men that I've ever listened to speak, and he said something that I definitely resonate with. He said, "I hate living in a world where everything a woman is great and everything a man is terrible." And I'll add to that, I hate living in a world where mothers are given the benefit of the doubt and fathers have to prove themselves and have to jump through hoops just to be acknowledged to be fathers, just to be acknowledged, and just even to be acknowledged, much less allowed to be a father. I hate living in a world where women are given supreme authority over children and men have to prove their worth and prove that the mother sucks in order to just get basic rights of a parent. I hate living in a world where you're pretty much de-incentivized from procreating, where women have all the advantages in relationships and breakups and child custody and things like this. I hate living in a world like this. This is why I encourage young men, look, if you do have a kid with the young lady, get your ducks in a row, get all the paperwork and stuff done, and do not take her word with a grain of salt, because the first disagreement, the first argument, she gonna pull rank. I'm gonna bring my situation in and get a little personal with my situation. I have 2 children. Daughter 15, son just turned 13 last month. They were born, me and the kids' mother were together. Some things happened, life happened, and we went our separate ways. Okay, it happens. All right, so I end up going away for a couple of years. While I was away, they were still being provided for, still making sure things were done for them. Before I could even get home good, their mother was stressing me about coming to get the kids because it's too much for her to handle. She can't handle it. She's going through this and blah, blah, blah. All right, it's my kids, okay? No problem. So, fresh out, I went and got them. They stayed with me for the summer. Went back to start school beginning of the year. Before the first semester, before Christmas break could come, she was telling me to come get the kid. Begging, you got to come get him. Hurry up, come get him, come get him, come get him, come get him. All right. I'm fresh off of ACL and meniscus tear, knee surgery, and hadn't really gotten back to being me yet. So, but hey, I made my way down there and got my babies. That was 5 years ago. He's been with me since. During that 5 years, I have not received 1 penny from that woman. I can count on one hand the amount of times she's come to see him. I even took him down there when her mother passed. I took him down there for the funeral. I'm not going to go into the minutia of the BS, but nonetheless to the point, my son has a birthday last month. The mother decides she's going to come see him, and so as per, we drop him off with her. So she hits me on some we need to talk. Keep in mind, I haven't spoken to this woman in 12 months. You don't tell me what we need to do, all of a sudden just show up and say we need to talk. We should have been talking. I said, what do we need to talk about? The kids. What about the kids? After that, I'm all kind of assholes and dickheads and this and that. And she tells me she's taking my son. Wouldn't give me the courtesy of asking. The only reason she does this is because I never took her to court for child support. I never took her to court to have anything legally done because I was cool. Out of sight, out of mind. I'm with the kids. They with me, whatever. Me and my wife. We got our family. We doing our thing. So she took my son, took him out of school. My daughter didn't want to go. She refused to go. She not stupid. She didn't want to leave from Atlanta to go to Alabama. Who does that? But moral of the story is, I'm going to just be frank. Men, I don't give a damn how much you love her, what you think about her, how good it is, how sweet she talked to you, how good it is right now. Piss off and you're going to realize that these bitches ain't shit. And that's across the board. All you have to do is get them upset. And they will do any and everything they can to rip your whole soul out. Brethren, I appeal to you to practice discipline. Young men especially, because we think with that. You know, even older guys we do sometimes, but especially when you're young. Like, so much of your energy is diverted into sex that you don't even think, for real. So, I just say, young men, practice discipline, stop procreating with these chicks. When you do get married, find the one, build your kingdom first. Then find the one woman that's worthy of sitting next to you on the queen's throne and understand what the job of the queen is. The queen is not the assistant king. The queen is the queen. So she needs to understand that. Find a woman that understands that, preferably something from outside of the United States. Shit, I'd suggest, dog, man, if I had it all over again, man, and nothing to do with nobody in my life now, but if I had it to do all over again when I was a young kid, I'd have went overseas and stayed. I'd have stayed overseas. I'd have went back to something. Because it's different. America sucks. American culture sucks. And I don't know. Like, it's the only place in the world that men have no parental rights at all. Like, zero, you're not even acknowledged as a father. It's like kids don't have a legal, regardless of who signs the birth certificate or what, nothing. You don't have jack. And right now, I gotta pay this lawyer about $5,000 just to start the fight. But I'm at least acknowledged as a parent, and that this terrorist can't just come and disrupt my entire household at any time she wants. She said, my son said he missed her and wanted to go. I miss you don't mean I'm taking you with you. I miss you means you need to come and see me more often. More than once every year and a half. But with the modern woman, it's not about the children. Make no mistake about it. It has nothing to do with the children and them worried about the children's safety and all that blase. Because they'll holler you unfit, this and that, you don't have your stuff together, whatever. But I was the same dude when I was digging in you and making these children. I'm speaking hypothetically. Now all of a sudden, I was good enough to smut you, but I ain't good enough to be a parent. This is the delusion that our women live in. They think that just simply by them being female, that they're entitled to some certain privilege. We need to get rid of this. If you really want to be equal, let's make things equal. Equal opportunity, equal consequences. So man, just like don't make the mistakes that myself and so many other brothers have made in our lives. You know, let's get this business tended to. And you know, that's why I say, man, if you're dealing with a unruly baby mama, this is my suggestion. Pay your little child support and leave her alone. She won't let you see the kids, okay, don't see it. It's hard to say. It's hard to do, easy to say, hard to do, but what are you gonna do? You gonna keep playing this game with this woman and eventually snap and lose your freedom, lose your mind, lose your sanity? Nah. It's like this with me. I refuse to have the terms of my parenting dictated to me by someone with less than a high school education. Let me say this again. I refuse to have the terms of my parenting of my children dictated to me by someone with less than a high school education. You will not tell me how to be a parent. You will not tell me how to be a father. First time you heard your father's name, you were 15. You didn't even know what his name was. You grew up underneath a whole bunch of women that ain't had no man and hated men. So when I came around, I was a man. Y'all ain't know how to deal with a man. So you subconsciously hate men and you despise the fact that your children have their father and you didn't. You despise that. You jealous of your children. So you want to take them away from the one person that actually cares about them. You can't say you care about something that you don't provide nothing for, you don't pour nothing into, you don't do anything for, you ain't there for, and haven't been there for. Right? So I'd rather walk away than have you holler at me when you grown. When you grown and you out of that school and all of that, come holler at me. I ain't got to explain what went on. You'll understand what went on. Where as you grow, you'll get it. You know your mama. But now you want to learn how to be a man. You'll be a little delayed. But hey, I'll be damned if I'm about to goddamn stress myself to death for anybody. It's my life. When I'm gone, they're gonna put me in that hole by myself. So we not about to goddamn stress me. You don't get to dictate my life. You don't get to run me. So I suggest, man, you in that situation, take care of your financial responsibilities and walk away. Take that power away from them. Take that power away from them. When you try, that's when you see, when it's a game. If you want something, they go, you can't have that. But if you act indifferent, the worst thing you can do to a woman is be indifferent. They thrive off of emotions. They need that energy. They have to have that anger, that sadness, that emotion from you. They feed off of it. It's just like a fucking battery to them. Like they have to have it. It's food. They have to have that emotional response from you. So when you don't give it to them and you just do not care, they lose their mind. They do not know how to deal with the man or anybody that's not emotionally attached to them. So be indifferent. Do not care. Take care of you. Build your kingdom up. Men are built. Men aren't made. Women are made. Men are built. Children, dogs, and women have something called intrinsic value. They value just for being. Men have extrinsic value. We're only valued based on what we produce and provide. You have to make yourself a producer in this world. Then you can think about stepping out there and inviting a woman into your kingdom. But you have to have a kingdom first. You have to build that kingdom. Or inherit it, whichever one. I've been on here a little long. Like, share, subscribe, support the content. It's the Shemite perspective. Shalom.